Hey everybody! So in this video, Marie and I are both going to be talking about money management and money mishaps with DID and OSDD. Now, money management is tricky for a lot of people, but with DID or OSDD, it becomes an extra level of difficult, especially if you don't have good communication with all of your system mates. So I'm going to be detailing some tips on how to handle money, some different things you can try to manage it more appropriately, and some different things to do if you run into trouble. And Marie's going to be talking about some different kinds of mishaps that you can run into and ways to essentially troubleshoot those. So, first, when it comes to managing money, one of the best ways to make sure that your system mates aren't spending a bunch of money that you don't want spent is to do everything in cash. That means making sure that any cards you have are not easily accessible, especially to younger system members who may not realize the ramifications of, say, spending your rent money on toys. So you want to make sure any cards are put up where only you or trusted adult members can access them, or other people can access them with permission, because, you all have to share that money and that life. And then you want to have envelopes of cash specifically designated for certain things. So if you have good communication with your system mates, whether that's through a journal, through internal conversation, however you work it, you can designate money for specific interests that different system members have, and make sure that they feel valued and that they know that they have access to money when they want to buy something for themselves. But make sure that everybody understands that certain money cannot be spent. That the money for the bills, the money for rent, the money for, any sort of absolute needs, food, whatever it is that you need, cannot be spent on anything else. And you set that aside, and that's not touchable, except for those purposes. Now, if you don't have communication with your system mates, this can be a lot more difficult. One of the easiest ways to open that door to communication is leave notes. Leave notes on the stuff with pictures for those system members who may not be able to read, showing what exactly the money is for and why it needs to only be spent on that. Now, another trick that you can use for good money management is set up different smaller savings accounts for different individuals within your system. Of course, they're going to have to be under your legal name for your body, but those can be specifically designated to those individual system members. Say you have savings account A goes to system member A, savings account B goes to system member B. You see the way that can work? And that way they have a feeling of ownership, and they have the ability to have access to money that's theirs, that they can do with what they want. Now, if you are not in a place financially to be able to have different system members spending money on stuff that they want instead of things that are needs, that's a conversation you need to have with them. If you're not able to communicate with them, definitely leave notes, big, giant, glaring notes that nobody could miss that say, we don't have extra money right now, please don't spend any, or we're not going to have a place to live or food to eat. You need to make it understood that it will hurt them too, because with some system members, they may be less amicable to cooperating with you at first, and they may want to try to spend money to be hurtful. So you want to make sure that you make it very obvious that it would hurt them just as much as it would hurt you to spend this money. Nobody wants to end up without anything to eat. Nobody wants to end up homeless. These are not good things. And if it's a real problem where you're running into a lot of system members spending a lot of money, a safe with a combination lock is probably a good bet until you can get good communication and help them to understand why they can't be spending all that money. So now Marie is going to take over and she's going to talk about different mishaps. So I will see you guys later. Hey everybody, so it's Marie. And, like, I'm gonna talk about, like, when stuff goes wrong with money. Cause, like, I don't know how many years ago I'm, like, really bad with that kind of stuff, but, like, a long while back, me and Tandy, who is my wife, who is in Kit's husband's system, we spent, like, $1,000 in a week on, like, lingerie and underwear and jewelry and stuff. And then they didn't have any money to, like, buy food, and it was, like, really bad. And, I mean, like, I was all, like, persecutory and stuff at the time, so, like, I didn't really care. But then when we didn't have anything to eat, then I kind of cared, because then, well, now I didn't have anything to eat either, so that really sucked. So, like, if there's, like, somebody who's, like, spending a bunch of money or whatever, like, tell them why it will hurt them, too. Like Kit was saying earlier, like, make sure they, like, get it. That, like, it's bad for them to spend all this money, just like it's bad for you. And, like, another thing, too, is, like, little kids, like, buying toys. Or, like, filling up a cart full of toys, and then you, like, come back and you're standing in front of a cash register going, oh, what do I do? So, like, you have to set ground rules with everybody, so everybody knows, like, what they can spend money on, like, what they can't, how much they can spend. And, like, I think, like, a super great way to do that, if you have the money to do it, is, like, make an allowance for everybody. Like, have little envelopes that has everybody's name or, like, a picture of them or whatevs on it, if they can read or not read, whatever. And, like, put money in it that's, like, just for them to spend on the stuff they want. And, like, if you don't have a lot of money, then yeah, it's not going to be a lot. But, like, so everybody has something. Like, everybody feels equal and whatever. And, like, that's a great way to make sure that nobody's, like, overspending because they feel, like, neglected and stuff, is to, like, put money aside that's just theirs, you know? And, like, another thing is, like, if you're able to, like, talk to other people in your system, then you can be like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store, and, like, I need to buy food, and what does everybody want to get? And, like, set a budget and, like, go to the grocery store. Oh, yeah, that's, like, another super awesome thing you can do. Like, I'm really bad at it, but Kit's really good at it. So, like, make a budget, okay? And, like, post it in somewhere, like, really obvious for everybody to see. And, like, show exactly how much money you have and exactly where it needs to go so that, like, everybody can get it. Because, I mean, like, even little kids in the system, they can, like, understand that, oh, we only have so much money, and look how much money has to go to bills and the house or the rent or the food or whatever. And, like, then they can see it. So, like, to avoid mishaps, you, like, really want to do that. And, like, another one, too, that's, like, a big common one that I've heard from, like, other systems is, like, people buying stuff and then, like, trying to hide it. And then you end up with, like, a bank statement that says that you spent all this money, and you're like, what the heck? So, like, in that case, the best thing to do is, like, keep an eye on your bank statements. Like, make sure that nobody's spending any money they're not supposed to be spending. And, like, if you see a bunch of charges happening, then, like, talk to the person who's doing it if you know who's doing it, or, like, make it really clear that this can't just keep happening, or you guys aren't gonna have a place to live or food to eat or whatever. And, like, just super hardcore, like, rules, boundaries, like make sure everybody is like equal, because nobody wants to feel like they're being singled out, because that's like really crappy and stuff. So like make sure that everybody has to follow the same rules. Like if it's not okay for like one of your system mates to go like buy a bunch of toys, then it's not okay for you to go spend a bunch of money on stuff that you want just because you want it, because that's not fair. If they can't buy things they want to excess, then you shouldn't be able to either. That's like not cool. So like the best way to avoid mishaps, I think, is like just make sure everybody's on the same page as like best you can. Post like up somewhere obs your budget and like make it fair so everybody feels like they're getting like a good deal. Now, I mean, like if you have a system that's really like gigantic like ours, then not everybody is gonna get to buy stuff. Of course, not everybody wants to, but like that's another issue. But like seriously though, not everybody can buy stuff because there's like way too many of us and we don't have that much money. It would just we would have to be like really flippin' rich, like Bill Gates rich, to be able to buy everybody things that they wanted. That would just be like insane. But like you can take turns if you have like a really big system and a lot of people want stuff, then like this week this group of people can buy stuff, and next time you get paid this group of people can buy stuff, and like go like that, make like a schedule, and then like everybody gets a turn. Yeah, so those are some like problems you can run into and how to like fix them. So I hope you guys liked this whole video, and like Kit always says, like, subscribe, hit the notification-y thing, and yeah, it's like pretty much it, guys. So bye. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and that you found the tips useful. If you did, please comment below, let us know what you think. I appreciate that Marie did the outro, that was really helpful. So yeah, just comment, let us know what you think, and you guys all have a great day.